Hello everyone, hello YouTube, welcome to MTGNostalgia, the channel where we open old boosters. The day has finally come, this channel has reached 20 subscribers and we're gonna open this pack of alliances in a few moments. A few words before that, Alliances is a set from June 1996. It is a special set in a few different ways because back when it came out, times were different back then. There wasn't a big internet community back then, and nobody really knew about what was going on at Wizards at that time. So when Alliances came out, it was a bit of a surprise because there wasn't that fixed structure that we have now, where we know that after such and such a time a new set will come out. And Alliances was really a surprise because before Alliances there was Homelands, which was a very weak set. It was very much disliked. Before that there was Ice Age. Ice Age was pretty popular, at least among the people that I played with. And Alliances was the first ever expansion to an expansion, because it is an expansion to Ice Age. This reflects in the fluff text here. I'm going to read that to you. As the age of ice recedes, Dominaria wakes from its long, cold sleep. Its people face a world torn by natural and political storms, and they must now join forces if they are to survive the coming years. For Dominaria, it is a season of struggle, an era of hope, but most of all, a time for new alliances. Join the struggle and forge the future. You can see that this ties in with Ice Age. It uses some of the mechanics that Ice Age used, so although there are no basic lands in here, this references snow-covered lands which were introduced in Ice Age. It also uses some mechanics like cumulative upkeep. You can see that here. And by the way, this is also a green creature with haste. Before the mechanic haste was keyworded. You can see that here. Can attack the turn it comes into play on your side. Also, this creature here has Shroud before Shroud was keyworded. Yeah. Just another thing. Back in the day, what you were hoping to get from an Alliances pack was this. This is Balduvian Horde. This is a 5/5 creature for 4 mana. I think this was back in the day only the second ever 4-drop creature with 5/5, the first one being Juzim Jin from Arabian Nights. And this one was the most valuable card in the set, because creatures weren't that powerful back then. And I felt very lucky to have drawn one of those in one of my boosters. And imagine my surprise when I started getting back into Magic about, I don't know, half a year ago, looking at prices on the internet and seeing that this is, I don't know, a 50-cent card or so. Creature creep, power creep has set in, and this is not that valuable anymore. Back in the day, this was value-wise almost on par with the revised dual lands. But as most of you will know, what you were hoping nowadays to get from this is this. This is Force of Will. This is an uncommon, actually. It is part of a cycle. There were 5 cards, one of each color, which were part of a pitch cycle, which you could play by not paying mana but removing cards in your hands. Force of Will was already, when the set came out, the most popular of those and the most valuable of those. They were all uncommon. Force of Will was above that. So luckily, I back in the day, I drew 2 of those and I kept them. So I still have 2 vintage Force of Wills right now in my possession. But now, let's get on with it and open this booster. Alliances is also special in another way because there's actually 12 cards in here. Most small sets came with 8 card boosters, and the big sets with 15. Or nowadays they come with 16, and the 16th card is a marketing card. So they basically have 15 playable cards. This was sort of a medium set. It had a common, an uncommon, and a rare sheet, but there were also strange distributions on those sheets. Like there was also an R6, though there was one card that was printed 6 times on a print sheet. However, there are 3 uncommons and 1 rare in this. Force of Will is the most valuable card right now, and there's like some other things, like some lands like Lake of the Dead and Thorn Glaciers, which have some value. There's also another uncommon card, Elvish Spirit Guide, that's worth a bit. There are no crazy commons in here that are worth that much, but let's look at them. You can see Fevered Strength. It's an enchantment that gives a creature +2/+0, and it's a cantrip. Cantrip was also a mechanic that was introduced in Ice Age. This reuses that. What you might notice is that with Alliances there was also a strong change in the artwork, because they were sort of fading out the more abstract artworks that you might know from Drew Tucker or so, and they were going into a more realistic view, or photorealistic view with the art. Swamp Mosquito, 0/1 creature that gives a poison counter. Poison counters, yeah, I think they were used until Visions or Mirage. I'm not sure. I think there was only the 3rd creature. There was a Viper in green and a Scorpion in black, and this was the 3rd creature that used poison counters. When a player gets 10 poison counters, he loses the game. Elvish Ranger, 4/1 creature. When Alliances came out, it followed on the heels of Homelands, and Homelands was really considered very weak. And although nowadays, when you look at the Alliances cards, they might not seem all that powerful, but back in the day, they were more fun to play with than Homelands, because they at least had some more extreme stats, like 4/1, or they did things that were more risky, but they were fun to play. And in my memories, Homelands had just some very bland cards that didn't do that much. So Alliances might not be that powerful, but they were more fun to play with, the cards. Latnam's Legacy, blue instant, choose a card from your hand and shuffle that card into your library to draw 2 cards at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. So another slow trip. Stormcrow, most powerful card in Magic's history. This is actually a card that spawned a meme, because you might have seen before that for Force of Will, you need a blue card removed from the game in your hand to cast this, and so there was a joke going around that every blue card in the set was the most powerful card ever, and making Stormcrow a 1/2 flyer the most powerful card ever. Yeah, so that's where the joke comes from, that meme. Agent of Stromgarde, you can see that was also an allied color theme motif going through the cards of that set. Yeah, some mana fixing here. S-tier Glider, 2/1 flying, cannot be assigned to block. Yeah. Astrolabe, that's also some mana fixing. You can sacrifice it for 1 and to add 2 mana of any one color to your mana pool. So that helped you with playing more than one color. Oh, those were the commons, and now for the uncommons. Actually, this is from the same cycle as Force of Will. This is the white one, Scars of the Veteran. You may remove a white card in your hand from the game instead of paying Scars of the Veteran's casting cost. And you can prevent 7 damage, and for each damage prevented you can put a 0/+1 counter on that creature. Yeah, could have been a Force of Will, but well, never mind. Nature's Blessing. Oh, I have a full place of that. Can choose and discard a card from your hand to have a creature gain Banding, First Strike or Trample, or get a +1/+1 counter. These are all permanent. I think this might work well with the modern days Madness, and I think I'm going to try to rebuild that deck I have with those. Diseased Vermin, so no Force of Will, sadly, in this set. In this pack, during your upkeep, Diseased Vermin deals 1 damage to a single target opponent. It has previously damaged for each infection counter on Diseased Vermin. If Diseased Vermin damages a player in combat, put an infection counter on it. Another take on some poisoning. And for the rare, Splintering Wind. It's green enchantment, and for 3 mana, Splintering Wind deals 1 damage to target creature. Put a Splinter token into play. That's a 1/1 green creature with flying and cumulative upkeep 1 green. And if that token leaves play, it deals 1 damage to you and to each creature you control. Yeah, that might take a bit of work to get that in play properly and use it properly. But you can see, at least there's something going on with that card. It's risky, but you have to think about combos that you can use with this. Yeah, so these are the cards from Alliances. Alliances was a very popular set back then, and I can even remember that some people at Wizards said that Alliances was an exception because players should not expect another set as powerful as Alliances soon. So we were really happy to be playing around the time that Alliances came out. And also, considering the artwork, everybody was expecting Sarah Angel to be rotated out of the next set, and they put another card in here. After that, here it's Elvish Ranger. It was another card to help young Magic players through puberty. Yeah. But that being said, I hope you like this. This opening of this pack is the 20 subscriber celebration. And I have another bonus for you. This channel right now is at just about over 1,000 views. And when this channel hits 1,500 views in total, I'm gonna open this pack of the Dark. This is one of the earliest Magic sets. There could be a Maze of Ith or a Blood Moon in here. Yeah. So when this channel hits 1,500 views, I'm gonna open that pack. Until then, if you like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you next time.